Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, The Deep Dive, featuring your esteemed hosts, Andy Monitor and Drew Dinzik, powered by BetSperts.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. Week 12. 14 games. We have we're at a funny part of the season where
the funniest part, I believe.
A third of the teams are not going to the playoffs, and they know that. And the holidays are coming up, and but we haven't gotten to the point where they're like, well, shoot, I better put some good film on so I have a job next year time, right? And so it's a little bit of like what is motivating some of these teams is kind of in the back of my head as I look at some of these markets, especially in a week like this where we have multiple double-digit lopsided markets, right? We're outside of a touchdown in 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5, 6, 7 games.
Yeah, there's a bunch that are above 6, which is some of those are a good handful of those are road teams, by the way. When you're a double-digit home underdog, things have gone horribly awry.
What happened?
In Nashville. So, well, you just didn't hit on the quarterback. Your best receiver's hurt. Your best defensive players are injured. You've traded away pieces over the last 2 years. You've fired numerous coaches and GMs every 18 months for the last 5 years, and you're strunk with the mess you made down there.
You dance with the girl that strunk you. We'll get to that game and talk about a little bit about the preseason adjustment from the look ahead to the current and now market. That's one of the bigger ones we've had all year.
But the Colts weren't expected to be terribly good, and Tennessee there was a few people making a case and to be fair, this is not
Tennessee,
yeah.
Seattle was good, not great, and now they're elite. And Tennessee was bad, not a dark dog shit. And now they're turbo dog shit. Yeah.
I'm getting the Indy one mixed up too, because that was an adjustment from the preseason line as well.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
No, but the Tennessee thing is not to dunk on somebody that said hey, I can see Tennessee doing something. Tennessee was the ultimate edge case of, whoa, this team could win this division because nobody saw the Colts coming. The Jaguars, it's not like they've impressed even when they have impressed. The Texans are the Texans, and all it takes is, hey, this kid is good. This quarterback is good. He's elevating people around it. It's happened, every other year for time and measure it, where a young quarterback suddenly gets it and makes their team a lot better. Didn't happen. And that's what happens when you play a long shot price, hoping for something like that. Sometimes it just don't happen, and it definitely didn't. But yeah, we'll have to look at some of those preseason prices. There's a couple, as I sometimes still look at your schedules that you made, and some of those are very funny when I'm scrolling hey,
should have bet that one in the look ahead. All right, you can't get anything in the look ahead markets liquidity wise, so it's a fun navel gazing exercise, but ultimately it's not a clear way to make money.
I did one last summer. It was after an injury, and Bovada had 10 random games up that year. And one of them was a week 11 game. They took $200, I think. And I got 7 points of CLV, and it won. But it was one of those things where you forget about it until
one of those kind of ones where it's a plus 3.5 and it's supposed to be a minus 3.5.
It's just sitting in there with
one of those type of look aheads, which happen from time to time. The other big thing about this week that is super fun, Andy, is some of the awards markets are coming into focus. But even more than that, the playoff leverage in some of these games is monstrous. And both of these are at play, in my opinion, in Thursday Night Football, where the Bills head to the Texans, and the Texans leverage in this game is one of the bigger ones of the week. Not the biggest, but a big one, especially considering where they are. Right now, the Texans have somewhere around a 30% chance to make the playoffs. That may be even being a little bit generous to them. A loss here effectively eliminates them. A win here puts them squarely in the conversation for running down the Colts, getting a wild card spot, just being in the mix, being in the hunt, as they say.
In the hunt.
They will have to hunt the Buffalo Bills, who, with a win, effectively clinch a playoff spot, in my opinion, and with a loss, really, really make things difficult to get a home playoff game at all, while they'll still have like something like an 80% chance to get in with a loss. So big leverage for both of these teams. Clinching game from Buffalo, eliminating game for the Texans. Kind of a shame the Texans won't have their quarterback. It sounds like CJ Stroud would have been good enough to go had this game Sunday. That's tough. It's played on Thursday. You do have, a home team and a relatively healthy defense going for you, but not a lot else. You are going up against a really terrible defense in the Bills, especially based on recent couple weeks of performance from that run stop, which the freaking trapdoor opened up and has just disappeared the entire ability to tackle. But the bad news is you're up against Josh Allen with Davis Mills under center. So market has drifted to 6 on the crystallization of the understanding that CJ Stroud will not play. The total sits at 43.5, which is pretty high for a Texans game and pretty low for a Bills game. I
think that's kind of where I'm at. I think water found its level there. I understand this movie. I thought it might go further than 6. I understand it's a road team, and I think part of it is it is the the strength on strength, weakness on weakness, where this is a very, very good offense from Buffalo when Josh Allen's clicking on all cylinders against a very tough defense that can get after it with the pass rush, has good secondary pieces, can cover on all 3 levels. Like they can take stuff away from you, and it has been a very good defense. And then weakness on weakness, and Davis Mills trying to take advantage of a bad defense, where I think that. So it's not like he's never played. This is not like Dylan Gabriel, or this is not Shedeur Sanders stepping in. And we've had a few weeks now. We've seen what they're going to try to do, the adjustments they've had to make offensively, having him in there out instead of CJ Stroud. So maybe there's something to that, but he has the better receivers right now because of the injuries to Buffalo. And I mean, I don't. If I had to play this, I would play this.
Shakir is good.
I would play this over if I had to play this total. I don't like to play overs on Thursday night with the short weeks and some really honestly questionable coaching on both sides. It kind of sketches me out of this, but I think the Texans can move the ball in this on this defense. Like you said, I'm not excited about looking for them backdooring this, because it might just be a case of, hey, a defense can be elite, but an elite offense always overcomes that. And when Josh Allen's clicking, it works. The pushback on that is, how good is he without Kincaid?
Yeah. Well, he was pretty goddamn good last week. He was like player of the week, deserved player of the week last week, I will say. Here, I have a lot of thoughts on this one. I'm going to try to consolidate this, keep it tight. This is one of the games where This is one of the games where I grabbed the 3.5 once it was pretty clear that CJ Stroud was going to have a tough time. Basically, once the word came out that they weren't even, that they weren't even expecting him to practice. It's like, okay, well, if there's no way he's going to clear. It's just too compressed now. Took a shot at 3.5. It's moved out to 6. I thought it was going to move more. Like you said, the same thing. I kind of expected to get 6.5, maybe even 7, because everybody had kind of penciled in Stroud. I thought that was the way the market opened, expecting full Stroud. And so the fact that it just kind of drifted through some soft keys, or not even soft keys, but just soft numbers, and got to 6 and stopped was a little surprising. The matchup to me at least favors. So I guess here's where I'm at. I have a bet on the Bills. It's a number you can't get at market. I've talked myself into it's a good bet. I'm just going to let it ride. Right. And talking myself into a good bet sounded like this. The Buffalo Bills offensive line is elite.
It's
among the best. among the best in football. Yeah,
Might
you can
not
argue
be.
one. You could argue one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And the last time we saw this happen was the Denver Bronco game. The Denver Broncos in that contest were completely unencumbered by the pass rush from the Texans, which is the Texans' strength. And then on the flip side, the pass rush for the Broncos just completely undressed the Texans. They had virtually no chance of stopping that pass rush. Now, this Buffalo Bills pass rush is nowhere near as good as the Broncos, but it's good. In fact, that's the only good thing. That's the only good thing you can really say about the defense, if we're being honest. They can rush the passer.
Cannot stop the run. Yeah,
it can't stop the run, but they can rush the passer. And I think they should be able to put some serious pressure on Davis Mills in this contest. And I think ultimately that will just unwind some drives, that will blow up some key kind of high leverage third downs, and ultimately kind of force the Texans into a difficult game state. And the Texans in a difficult game state here again, because their backs are against the wall for the playoffs. Like, they're going to be going for it. They could definitely set up some in their own territory going for it on 4th and 5 type of stuff in the second half of this game if they're down a touchdown. And again, the pass rush right then and there, I think, is really where you're expecting it to matter. So for me, I think there's definitely some, a little bit of expectation here that the Bills are going to be able to generate a lead, play from ahead, control the game state, let their pass rush be a solve for a terrible defense so far. And then on the flip side, not sure the Texans defense is stopping Josh Allen. And then you said it, like, they don't have any good wide receivers, but Khalil Shakir is good, but it kind of doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter who Josh Allen is throwing to. He is such a dynamic threat in the two-way, his two-way ability to hurt you. That is to say, throwing it accurately, intermediate, deep part of the field, as well as scrambling for 12 to 20 yards a clip. It is going to be really, really challenging, I think, for the Texans to generate stops in this one. Texans will run the ball. That sets up like a keep away. Yeah.
And that's ultimately what's probably keeping me off this over. I like you said, being aggressive. You got to try to win this game late. You got to be aggressive in the second half. Be a lot of passing, maybe some 4th downs that turn into points one way or the other. But I would think the game plan from Jump Street is run the ball, and it could be a slow first half. So it's going to keep me off that total.
What's keeping me off this total? Sean McDermott does not go over on Thursday. No. He has a specific mindset in these November Thursday games where he just freaking buries this football. Like, just does not put his foot on the gas, especially when he doesn't have to. He is 2-7 to the 2-7 to over 7 unders in his 9-game sample of Thursday night football games. 8-1 straight up. They've gone under the total by 3.5 points per clip.
Featured a different quarterback, I believe, as well. I think Josh Allen's 8-0 on Thursday.
Oh, yeah? That was the Jets loss back way a million years ago, 2017. Yeah, you're right. Maybe. Yeah, Josh Allen was not around on 2017. Who was the quarterback there? You got any guess?
It would have been Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. Well, whatever the case is, all of these games that they're winning, they are just literally just putting these games, putting them in a sleeper hold, snuffing them out. And for those reasons, I wouldn't play the other over either. Texans failing in the red zone feels realistic to me. When the field gets compressed, it does get a lot tougher for teams to score on the Bills. I don't know if that ultimately manifests, but I've noticed that in general. The Bills are a 20-20 kind of defense where it may make it look easy for you to go from 20-20, and then it gets a little challenging. No other thoughts.
Sean McCoy.
Play the Bills.
Sean McCoy was in that game. All right. Yeah, we went deep on Thursday. It's a good game. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I play the side. I have skin in the side here. Yeah.
And we don't always get blessed with a decent matchup on these. So, all right, moving to Sunday, I'll take this one. We are looking at Pittsburgh. This is a good game. These are two teams I bet last week.
This is the highest leverage game of the week.
Yeah, Pittsburgh leading the division right now. heading to Chicago, fresh off another win. I felt bad. I mentioned I talked to Sammy and Joe today. Like, hey, do you have a team that's overrated right now? And I kind of made a face. They're like, it's fine to say the Bears, because they're Chicago based and they'd been shitting on the Bears. But yeah, the Bears being the 3 seed, when you look at the playoff picture, it's like a jump scare.
Whoa!
What? Anyway, this is down to 2.5 most places, 45 for a total.
Jump scare.
It was. And this is another one where
I rate the Bears, man. I think they're fine.
So I do rate the Bears. They're an above average team. The big question here was obviously the Rodgers stuff with the wrist being they were being cagey about that, like it was a wife. Like it was a wife of his or something. We're not going to tell you anything about this. My biggest takeaway matchup wise in this one, just real quick, was I have plus matchups for both running units. Like these are 2 teams that I don't have rated terribly high.
Yeah.
Run stop. Yeah. And both offenses I have as very much pluses for running the ball. So we could see some long drives. I do wonder if this is an underlook just because the Bears aren't scoring in gobs at times. Pittsburgh's defense otherwise is pretty good. And you know what's another thing that I've upgraded a lot over the course of the year for the Bears? Their offensive line right now is playing amazing in all facets.
I got them cleanly top 5 right now.
I have them as my 3rd best offensive line.
I was gonna say 3rd. I was like, I can't say it
right now. I know.
Okay.
Well, when you mentioned, I wanted to bring it up because when you mentioned, we were talking about how good we thought the Buffalo Bills offensive line was. I sorted by offensive line, and another little jump scare. It's like, oh my god! Like I forgot I have the Bears incredibly high.
Is this we have to finally give them credit for rostering, or is this a Ben Johnson thing?
I mean,
whose offensive line is not looking great, and I know that's personal is part of it.
Some of that was personnel. Somebody retired in a kind of a goofy spot in the season, right after they were not able to replace.
They told us they had a succession plan in place, Andy. That was what I was told.
It didn't go as well as the center secession in Philadelphia, but yeah, the Chicago, they brought in the personnel, they brought in the head coach. And it's been a lot better. My numbers make this about 2.57. I don't obviously.
You're rosy on Pittsburgh then.
I have Pittsburgh as about a neutral team. I have Chicago point and a half better, and then this is not one of my better home fields over the last few years, and I think it's because it's been a bad team.
Okay.
How much does Rodgers matter?
A lot. I guess I read your question as how much does the quality of his performance in this game depend on the outcome? I would say a lot, because if he's like perfectly fine and crisp and is given time, he can pick apart this Bears defense. They were there for the picking last week, and JJ just didn't do it. Rodgers, if he is clear-minded and unencumbered by any physical ailments, should be able to do it. They can't really generate pressure. And like you said, they can't stop the run. So he should be on schedule, and he should have opportunities to attack down the field with some open receivers. Metcalf.
Do you think he still hates the Bears too?
He
was especially.
Does he seem like the kind of guy that holds a grudge to you?
No.
Yes. His comments post Jets game, I think, will pale in comparison to what he says about owning the Bears after this one.
I own you. Yeah, like he was very dramatic about it when he would play, especially in Chicago. Wonder if that carries over. Yeah, what's your opinion on him playing?
It sounds like he's going to go, but I actually don't think we're going to get a high quality performance out of him. And I'm talking myself into a bet I made. I laid the 2.5 here. My fair is on the other side of 3. I rate the Bears. I rate the Bears offense. I think the Bears offense is going to be able to generate points in this one. I think the Bears at home offensive line all of a sudden really has like a decent chance to stymie the one strength of the Steelers defense, which is their pass rush. Steelers defense has been gettable through the air all season long. I know Jalen Ramsey avoided additional punishment for the swinging incident, but this is still a secondary that you can pass on, and the healthy wide weapons in the passing game for the Bears should have a feast here. So I like the Bears, and I'm kind of counting on Rodgers either being a little loopy or a little off, or just a little, just a little unable to handle the conditions for some reason.
I think it feels like if he's good enough to play, he's fine, and he's going to be good. This is one where I expect Pittsburgh to be able to move on this defense. Like you said, Minnesota wasn't able to last week. It's funny, too. I read an article earlier, I can't remember where, about this injury, and it said Bradshaw basically, which quarterbacking was different in the 70s, but Bradshaw basically played a whole season with this injury.
Ooh.
Which it's your non-throwing hand, whatever. We have different kinds of drugs.
He had such good protection. He probably never even hit the ground.
Yeah. But funny enough, when he got hurt, do you know who stepped in at quarterback when he was injured during the game against the Oilers when he was hurt?
I don't know who.
I'll give you a clue. It was Tony Dungy.
Whoa. The safety?
Rookie defensive back who
the rookie the rookie Tony Dungy, the rookie defensive back.
Yes, so he played quarterback at Minnesota in college a bit, and I don't know if he's the only guy ever to do it still. First guy to ever throw and catch an interception in the same game.
Incredible.
Because he'd also picked one off earlier. So just a weird factoid there, but I think Rodgers goes. I think we have a good game. Tony Dungy.
The
Minnesota,
the evangelical from Tampa.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked him a lot.
Sunday Night Football contributor. Man, that's wild. The Colts coach, obviously.
The Colts coach. Let's go with that one.
All right. Okay. I laid
Take me to
2.5 the Bears. I laid 2.5 the Bears. If this might not even make my top 5 picks for the contest because it's pretty thin, and it might go back to 3 by the time they get contest length. So, I will say this is one of the highest leverage games of the week, but it's not one of those backs against the wall for one of the teams, right? Loser is going to be kind of in the 35 to 45 range. Winner is going to be in like the 65 to 70 range. Like if the Bears win this game, which Marcus says they should, they're going to be like 73% chance to make the playoffs by my numbers. That's wild. That's wild. This may be happening. I'm going to be projecting them for over 11 wins, like 11 and change. It's crazy. Your
NFC Division North champions are hosting the 8.5-point favored Seattle Seahawks.
What would that line be?
I mean, right now.
What do you think it would be?
I mean, like 4. I mean, Seattle 3.5, 4, I guess.
How about San Fran?
If it's Seattle, Chicago, my numbers would make it Seattle by 3.5. San Fran heading to Chicago, about a pick.
Under 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, this is the other fun time of year where we get to hypothetical some playoff.
I do love card week. I know you love hypothetical.
Love it.
All right. The Jets coming off Thursday night, heading to Baltimore, Drew.
All right. 13.5-point favorite, Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, it's right. News and notes. Lamar Jackson missed practice on Wednesday. Apparently, do not freak out. This is now just a thing. The news and notes from Aaron Glenn and Jets camp. They have a new puppy, Andy. Not sure if you caught that, but there's a new puppy on campus to lift all the spirits because, the 2-game winning streak got people excited, but then trading away all the good players hurt feelings. And now we needed a morale boost. So puppy on board. Aaron Glenn asked about any important changes to the Jets strategy, and what we found out. They are switching quarterbacks. Justin Fields, we've seen enough, despite having like an okay game on a short week against a good team. We've seen enough. The balance of work that he's put on film, and I think particularly that little stretch there around the Broncos game is enough to just understand that like we're not going anywhere with Fields, so we might as well see if we can go anywhere with Tyrod, and if we can't, then we might as well go straight to the top of the board for drafting next year. And so it's Tyrod time. Tyrod has no one to throw to. Garrett Wilson unavailable.
Very much so.
I don't even remember the names of the wide receivers who were filling in last week, for being honest. I don't think I could name a single guy that had like a meaningful contribution in that. Oh yeah, AD Mitchell. I forgot. AD Mitchell's now a Jet. He's
so they throw to AD Mitchell. They threw to him quite a bit.
How about that guy? That guy can get some separation. Whew, what a wide receiver.
Catch the ball.
Catch the ball.
If he caught half the balls that came his way, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so expecting a lot of Mason Taylor
He's
here.
Very good.
Yeah, a lot of running, a lot of Mason Taylor, a lot of right into the teeth of what the Ravens defense does well. Not expecting the Ravens defense to give up more than 17 points here. Ravens offense, on the other hand, if you can rate them fairly, I am all yours. I do not understand why the market is literally just like, nope, MVP Lamar Jackson, runner-up from last year. He's the guy. That's the rating. They're amazing. Like one of these weeks, I'm going to need to see it. And yeah, Nick says it. Like there's something up with Lamar's physical ability to do what he does when he is at his best. I am seeing it when I'm watching the games, and I do not know if this is literally just he's doing what he has to do to win against terrible teams to get his team in the playoffs, and that there will someday he'll run out of tunnel and be like, psych, I'm fine, nuclear on your ass. Like I have no clue if that's where we're headed, or if this is just a lost season for the Ravens. But that is a wide range. And so can't touch. Where are you?
No, I think the smart folks that took the 14s from their available probably, even though it's not like you're getting a gobs of CLV, I think it's a pretty big number, even for a terrible team like New York. Just they have extra rest. The Baltimore offense hasn't been consistent. You likely have a mild upgrade at quarterback. You should be able to run the ball a little. It's not like Hall's been bad. So where do we have? Baltimore is a very much decent defense, at least at home. Let's see. Slightly below average is where I have them for run stop. So you should be able to run the ball, lean on Brees a little, throw it to AD Mitchell, watch him try to catch it with, what do they call it? Fry pan hands. See how that goes. And, I mean, what number do you think New York needs to get to cover this?
17.
17-31. Kind of sounds like you need an over then, Drew.
I'm not playing this game. Like I said, like the range of outcomes for the Ravens is they Milton Berle and win 20-17, or they literally laugh at
44-10. Yeah.
They laugh at how pathetic the Jets defense is rostered right now. Anything in between there could happen. So anyway, I got no bets, no action. Since we have nothing else to say about this game, I'll just note nut flush. Yeah, lobster season is absolutely flying right now. Although we've been getting a lot of rain lately, so just make sure that they're not picking up any of that trash that's running down the LA River. Yeah, any of those
bottom feeders.
Yeah, wouldn't be eating the fish right now. Definitely not be eating the shellfish right now.
I'm not saying this is a bad idea because I don't know the price and everything should be price dependent, but I cannot think of a more tilting prop bet to bet than Mitchell overs. Can you imagine if he gets like 4 bombs and just, that one's knocked away at the last minute. Oh, that one went through his fingertips. Oh, that one hit him in the face. They're not going to count it because it got stuck in his face guard but fell out when he landed on the ground.
Well, he caught that one.
23 and a half.
Ran it 23 yards and then dropped it. Yeah.
This is tempting. I thought it was going to be like 45.
I don't know.
That is pretty tempting there.
I don't really recall much of the Tyrod tape we saw the first time he played this season. And I wasn't tracking the injury that he got that knocked him out. I'm not like, as soon as like we've been kind of into this who's the quarterback going to be for the Jets? And we traded away our good defensive players. And Garrett Wilson is hurt. I kind of have just written off the Jets. I don't know that I'm going to make a strong case to bet on or against the rest of the season, thankfully. Let's move on. What do you got?
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor was a knee injury he was carrying from the summer. Yeah, we should get moving on to Detroit, where the New York Giants are 10.5-point favorites.
Let's call it 10.
Let's call it a 10. It's down to 10. I haven't updated all my numbers this morning. Down to 10, heading to Detroit. This should be this is another one where I looked at this right off the bat, and the stuff that popped out immediately was this should be a big day for whichever running back gets the carries against this Giants rush defense. 50-point total.
In quotations, yes.
50.5 at some spots. And yeah, I don't know where the Giants are mentally. Just losing some good players, can't get any wins. Now you're in the Kafka era. I guess you're 1-0 ATS in the Kafka era.
I'm gonna say you're 1-0-1 ATS because depends when you bet the number. You either got a win or a push on the Giants.
That's true.
So you're 0.5.
I don't have a.
Sorry.
I don't have a ton to say on this one. Like the Jackson Dart thing he's going to practice. He's going to practice today, but it's not like full practice. This is like come run around in the grass and do some stuff. So I'm not full heart believing that he's going to play. I hope he does. I hope
the people that reported it and the quasi positive spin they put on it, considering who that's going to reach among Giants fans, makes me think they think he's going to play.
It feels 60-40 to me because it's still like they feel like he's going to play based on what they're seeing him doing, but there's still always this very hard line in the sand where he has to pass some test with the independent neurologist.
What's your Jackson Dart versus Jameis Winston delta?
I mean, I have Jackson Dart as an upgrade.
Yeah, but by enough to be like, I need that 10.5.
No,
need that 10.5 in pocket.
What I'm worried about is some of the upgrade is based on the fact that he is an elusive scrambler. And if I give him this upgrade because Jackson Dart's, I believe Jackson Dart's playing, I'm upgrading this quarterback number. But Mike Kafka tells him he's not allowed to run because his brain is already scrambled. Then is it really an upgrade is what I'm saying. And for that reason and more, I'm probably not jumping at this number right now.
Yeah. I would also say there's probably a good amount. You can't take the dart out of the dart and he could re-injure himself with another head injury. Like there's that also. Lions defense should have some serious opportunities to generate some pressure to get some sacks here. Not really interested in watching this game, I guess. I guess we should be. We should care about what's going on. What's the Lions? Where are their heads at? Because they are going into short week, early kickoff Packers game, which effectively will decide their season.
Yeah. Do you want to finish first or third?
Yeah. So
and I'm current numbers. I'm pricing it like Dart starts most of the time. And even there, I'm at like a 10.2. Okay, so good price. Total's probably fine. Not interested in betting this one.
Yeah, same. We'll be watching if it's close or competitive at all. Is Dan Campbell able to manage the dual role of calling the game and calling the plays?
Felt like he wasn't last week.
He wasn't last week.
Those were dog shit.
2 weeks in a row. NFC Central coaches, NFC North coaches unable to play the Eagles and do both jobs. So it's worth following.
Easier task. Much easier task defensively going up against the Giants. All right. So we're on to
Pat's Bengals. All right. what the hell? What's going on with this market? We're back down to 7.5 now. The Patriots 7.5, 8, depending on where you look. Total sitting at 49.5. Support showed up for the Bengals. I cannot explain that at all. I think the Patriots are clearly the right side here. I bet the Pats before the move out to 9 and they came back. So I have wiped out any CLV I had. And I don't understand here because the Patriots, I feel like, are rostered exactly correctly to take advantage of the weaknesses of the Bengals defense. And if you're studying the Bengals, the weakness of the defense is everywhere. All of it. Especially now that Cam Taylor-Britt no longer available for the secondary. So deep shots from May should be pretty solid here. May not going to be under a ton of pressure here. Is Hendrickson going to play or something? Is that where the support came from here for Cincinnati? This was the move of the day that I was like, hey, excuse me. Joe Burrow is dealing with a toe injury and he has been terrible. The suspension for Jamar Chase was upheld, so one of your two key weapons in the passing game is unavailable. Patriots are playing great football coming off of extra rest. I don't know. I'm missing part of the story here because I think the Patriots are clearly the right side. I would have said this should be closer to 10. I thought it was going to get to 10, and the fact that it's back down to 8 has got me a little bit flummoxed. So midweek support for the Bengals. Best of luck to them. I am into the Pats here, and I think the Pats put this one away pretty comfortably.
Yeah, so I wondered if there was some sort of like insider knowledge on, hey, we're just going to rush Burrow. He's back. And even, but then I'm like, the number would move much further than that. This would be 5, 4, 5, 6, I suppose. Maybe even less than that. I have to go look at what my upgrade would be without Jamar Chase, who matters, obviously. But no, I mean, he's not coming back. Hendrickson's not playing. That's already been
ruled out. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm lost.
I mean, I don't know what the good news is here. I felt bad letting the number get away from me, but so this isn't one that I'm quite there with the number. My New England price isn't enough to justify this right now. Ooh. But matchups wise, it's close, but I'm just not saying like, oh man, I have to grab this no matter what, because the Pats should be 13-point favorites. But as far as a passing offense, which right now, especially how I upweight, the ability to find explosive plays and deep shots, I have it as like an 85th percentile passing offense against a 13th percentile coverage and pass stop unit. Like, I don't know that I've ever had that big of a disparity between a passing game and a team trying to stop a passing game. So I'll be with you.
I have the Bengals rated as the 32nd best defense in the NFL right now. And without Jamar Chase, I have them as the 31st best offense. They warrant a minus 8.7 from me right now.
I don't know that I downgraded enough for Chase, because I think Higgins is still pretty good, but when you only have one, wide receiver and you can just kind of game plan to stop him, maybe I should be worse, because I'm at the 32nd ranked defense. It's 18th percentile defense for me.
Good to hear that, Scott. Good work, man, to ship that pool.
And then, but I'm higher. I'm still like a 26th best offense. So maybe I need a bigger downgrade for Chase here.
I guess the big observation, I mean, Chase will obviously be back next week, but the Bengals on the road at the Ravens next week is only 9.5 right now. I don't think so, guys. That's going to be, if you're telling me that there's a material difference between how we're rating the Bengals and how we're rating the Jets. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Baking powder?
I don't think so. Yes, I think the Bengals are clearly worse than without Chase. Yes, with Chase, it's fucking close.
All right. We got one. We're aligned here. Okay. We're taking the bats.
All right.
I'm gonna
Seattle, Tennessee.
Probably playing it at 8.
Andy, do your Seahawks bounce back in Nashville?
I would think they get the W here. Seattle money line feels safe. This is a massive mismatch. Obviously, Tennessee is one of the worst teams. They are my 32nd ranked team. I don't know. Once I make adjustments to Cincinnati, they might be right there as well. But yeah, this is a Tennessee, or excuse me, a Seattle run defense that is elite right now. Tennessee hasn't gotten anything going, run nor pass for the most part. As we mentioned, you're down your only great receiver. You have a bunch of young guys at this point, and just kind of mismatches across the board, which is why this is a huge road favorite. This is a 13.5 points still, or yeah, we're sitting at 13.5 pretty much across the market. Couple 13s popping out there on a 40-point total. That's not good. That's got to make you feel terrible if you're an offense. And yeah, just I can't justify laying this many points on the road because why not? They're so much better. Just because a team can win by 14 doesn't mean they're incentivized to. If it's a lazy 10-point lead where they're at arm's length the entire game, it's 17-7. They've had a couple of bad luck bounces or something, a fumble here or there that turns this game, and I think that's what you could end up with here. It's still a road game for Seattle. They still have much bigger fish to fry. It could be a very snoozy one. So Seattle by about 10 to 15 feels pretty correct.
Yeah. So Gerald doing some Survivor talk here.
Yeah.
If you don't have, we're on Seattle. Seattle's the obvious choice this week if you didn't use them. A lot of good entries used them week 3. So I think you have to go San Fran. I think you got to save Philly. I don't know the rules of the DK Survivor, but a lot of, but to this point, you have to have made your decision about who you're using for Thanksgiving because it's coming up. Warning. If you haven't already thought about what you're doing for Thanksgiving, it's coming up next week. The Eagles play a Black Friday. That counts in a lot of contests. You have to use a Thursday, Friday entry. And by this point, you need to have decided I am using Baltimore or Philly. And hopefully you are saving Philly.
If you have one or
because you already used Baltimore. So I think you got to use San Fran. Save Philly for next week. If you don't have to pick a Thanksgiving Day game, then the calculus changes a little bit. But I do still think San Fran's that if we were alive, that would have been where we are this week. So I can tell you that much. I don't have anything else yet on Seattle here, other than there are two kind of observations I wanted to bring up.
Sure.
One, there's a weird, let's try to stop piling on Cam Ward energy on Twitter right now, right? Like, here's some of the good things he did. And that's fine. I actually would tell you that it should be odds on that he will eventually be a capable quarterback in the NFL someday, and that the reps he's getting this year are probably going to, send him into the offseason with a lot of very obvious things to work on. And if he has, if Strunk and company put a good, coherent system around him and start to identify and draft talent well, it can work. I felt like the problems and the ask of getting Caleb Williams up to speed this time last year were more significant than what Cam Ward has to do. Right? There's nothing is going to save this season for him. The rest of the season is going to run out. And if he has one or two good games, golf clap, but it's not going to be good. It's not going to look good. But there's definitely enough there that next season, with a good coach, with a good, structure, system, it could change. And so kind of fascinated, maybe one of sort of the more important, kind of off-season things to happen are really going to be the two coaching hires that we know about, New York and Tennessee, because both of those programs have young quarterbacks on rookie deals that have like discernible talents that can be molded into, long-term NFL quarterback play. But Cam Ward does not have it right now. No way, no how.
You know who Tennessee should hire?
Clint Kubiak. Don't let him leave the city.
No, it's so obvious.
Man,
You got a young quarterback. You want him to be Josh Allen in 5 years? You get Brian Dable. All right.
Hey, you know what?
Minnesota, Green Bay.
Hey, real quick, there is a whiff of Tennessee being dysfunctional to the point where,
if it's Matt Nagy,
there's a whiff that Tennessee might be dysfunctional to the point where like I don't know that they are going to get their choice. Right?
Yeah, you've seen that with some of these teams where, especially where like Ben Johnson took interviews. Like, what if I stayed in Detroit one more year?
Wild.
It might be Matt. It might be Matt Nagy.
On that one.
All right, Minnesota, Green Bay.
I would give Clint Kubiak a serious look, considering what he's doing in Tennessee. I mean, in Seattle right now, and he'll get interviews. Don't leave him. But let him leave Nashville. That would be wild, though, if you had those type of hires in the NFL like we are seeing in college football right now, where Lane Kiffin is just walking away from a college football playoff team. Amazing. It's amazing. They didn't think this through. They didn't think through what it was going to be like once it was just open season for paying everyone to move. It's amazing that they let this happen to the product, but none of my business. I don't care about college football. Moving on to Vikings Packers. A lot of similar setup here to what we had with Texans Bills, in my opinion, except that the good team's at home. The good team is a little bit more in need of this win, and the bad team is a little bit more, their season's already over. But that said, this is a true elimination game for the Vikings. You lose, it's over. This is a game for the Packers that if you win, you're still kind of in that 80% range. You're not all the way up to like 90% or better. And there's still many paths for you to find your way out of this mix, because it is a crowded NFC right now if you are not in control of your division. And they are very much not. A win here would help, though, because that would give them 2-0 in division. We haven't seen Packers play an NFC North game since week 1. We haven't seen them play an NFC Central game since like 2002. The Packers are relatively healthy. Still no Tucker Kraft. Christian Watson, though, he looks back.
Yeah, he's
wide receivers in general might be getting additional pieces back. Keep an eye on that space. The offensive line playing fine. Jordan Love playing extremely inconsistently, but when he hits, it is a freaking home run. He is full on doing the Aaron Judge strikeout home run thing, where you look at it in aggregate and it's like, damn, top 5. You look at it in pieces and it's like, what the hell happened there? And that's been enough. The running game is going to be a little limited in the absence of Josh Jacobs, almost certainly. But
I think he plays.
You do?
I think it's 50-50. It's a contusion. It's not even so. It's not even soft tissue.
They got to play on Thursday, man.
I think he plays, but it's limited. It's one of those where they dress him. He gets like 10 carries if he plays, kind of thing. Because Wilson's not bad, but it sounds just like it's just a pain thing. It's just a bone contusion.
A bone.
So I honestly think he could play. We'll see. Maybe they are holding him out because of the short week. That's a good point there.
Okay.
Green Bay had some drops. Yeah, they probably should have covered that game.
They should have.
This is a decent pass rush.
I don't know if Jacobs matters that much for sure. That's a good point.
No, I mean he's a running back by definition.
His backup was pretty damn good at the start of last year.
Yeah, Wilson's good.
Yeah. Anyway, Vikings on the other hand have a problem. His name starts with JJ or 9, I guess. I missed that whole fucking chapter. I'm not on the internet enough.
Missed some chapters, man.
I missed some chapters. JJ McCarthy. I don't think it's over, but I think it's over for 2025. He kind of needs to have the full teardown. Now that he kind of knows how to call a game, he knows how to communicate in the huddle. He knows what he's hearing and what that means he's supposed to do so he can get the snap off without a delay of game or miscommunication that causes an illegal procedure. We've solved that problem. Wonderful. We need to get to the more significant problem, which is that his mechanics are they're fully broken.
Fucked.
Fully. It is painful to watch him try to get a ball downfield 20 to 30 yards. And it's especially funny because if you're just watching the ball, you're like, whoo, that thing was cooking. He's got some arm strength. And then you watch just him and you're like,
it's the biggest windup ever. Like,
dude, not just the biggest windup ever, but he's putting his entire body into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
yes, he looks like a freaking pitcher.
It looks like the guys when they used to have the quarterback challenge, and you would try to who can throw the ball the furthest, and Randall Cunningham would throw it 85 yards in the air.
Yeah,
but it looks like that sort of shit. And
yeah.
And it's funny too.
Or like the NFL Network. Let's do the farthest throw with all of the all of our talent, and not to single out Cynthia Froyland. There were a lot of funny throws, but yeah, if you put somebody out there in high heels and tell them to throw football as far as they can, that's what they're going to do. And it's like you can't operate that way.
Should wear flats that day, Cindy.
Should or flats. But even more significantly, the fix is very, very, very time consuming, and it's going to take an off season. I don't think they're getting this in a week where they're going to be able to fix the mechanics. And the quote from KOC was just like, "Are you serious?" It's like we're just waiting for the habits in practice to cement and form a solid foundation. But it's like that's seems to me to be done. Like he's reading, he's hearing you in terms of what to do with the ball. He's getting the ball there sometimes, somewhat accurately sometimes, but it's coming in with no touch because the only way he knows how to throw it 20 yards down the field is like freaking Hideo Nomo. It's absolutely wild. It's wild.
What a reference.
It is wild.
And speaking of not seeing the Twitter stuff, did you see? So he has a private quarterbacks coach.
Okay.
Just works for him, who came with him from Michigan. And Chris Carter, the Hall of Fame wide receiver, fall guy originator, he tweeted out something negative, and someone had said something positive about one of JJ's throws late in the game. Chris Carter said, "Did you watch the first 59 minutes?" And gave it a thumbs down. And this quarterbacks coach responded to Chris Carter, Hall of Famer, "Fucking clown." And I mean, this is the guy that JJ McCarthy employs. So that today he releases an apology, a long-winded written apology.
I didn't know you were that Chris Carter.
Then he had to take it down I think it was because he used the Vikings logo on it. It doesn't work for the Vikings. I'm sure they're like, buddy, don't rope us into this. I think he's an independent contractor. This is fun. Quick fun point too. Wisconsin deer opener this weekend. Vikings fan can take over the stadium if they want to. I assume a lot of those guys would just try to get their buck on Saturday.
I thought you were the Chris Carter that was known for the Fox science fiction series, The X-Files. Thought you were that Chris Carter. Long Beach is owned, by the way.
So we'll see how that goes. So
that's great.
I'm leaning towards betting Green Bay just because of some of the mismatches they have.
I bet Green Bay.
My numbers are not saying this is this is clearly a bad line, but I'm like a 7. Excuse me. I'm a 6.76 here. I have a pretty good home field advantage, and just the huge downgrades I've had to make to this passing offense. That includes a probably, future Hall of Fame wide receiver. It sucks.
Yeah.
It
the
sucks
vibes
for
can't be
Chase
good.
and JJ.
Yeah. They're protecting well. The wide receivers are healthy, running amazing routes. They're schemed well. Like in another world where JJ is a little bit less of a spaz with his mechanics. Like this is like a
Spaz. I don't know why that feels so mean because he's young. So
I guess. Because he's geeked up. He just looks like he's like freaking like he looks like he is like too excited. If any of those passes had touched last week, that's a runaway win for the Vikings. You know which ones I'm talking about. Like
the Bears aren't good.
No. Yeah. League average quarterback beats the Bears last week.
Yeah.
Did you do you remember Hideo Nomo's windup, by the way?
Yes.
It was longer than JJ.
It was
the only one I could think of that was longer. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you go back to like the 50s where they all had that sort of stuff. All right. Indy KC. Indy KC. Yes, I'll be on the Packers 6.5 as well. Indy is a road dog to the Kansas City Chiefs, who my theory and digging into it was just the good teams do the little things right. And Kansas City for 5 years has done the little things right. And you put it all together, it's marginal gains. It's the British cycling team. It's the get 1% better every day kind of thing. And it worked. And right now, I don't know why. I don't know if it's personnel, if it's, the message just becoming flat after so many years of hearing the same rah-rah stuff from the same rah-rah people, despite them being very good coaches. Eventually, it falls flat a little, and they're not doing the little things. There's drops, there's bad decision-making, poor execution on meaningful downs. Special teams sucked last week. Their kicker isn't good anymore. Yeah. Their defense is, again, not executing on meaningful downs. They let a bad quarterback get the best of them multiple times in the second half. It just feels like this team, as rostered, can be the elite team that made the Super Bowl last year. They're just not executing stuff. And I'm probably gonna bet the Colts here.
Yeah. Oh, what?
This is a good offensive line because I love Spags. I love what he can do with the pass rush. I think they're able to stop that. This is a bad run stop. I don't. That's the thing.
That's a little overstated, I think.
I know, but bad against a good run defense or a good run blocking unit with Jonathan Taylor behind it. I think if this were a game where you had to lean on Daniel Jones to be like, hey, you have to beat this team today, coming off a bye, I'd be a little sketched out, but they will be able to run the ball with aplomb and success. Kansas City wins by 3 an awful lot of times. I think this 3.5 is incorrect.
Okay. I really liked your opening there. The little things, because it hasn't felt like it usually does.
And you can't put your finger on what's going on either.
No. And everybody is kind of doing the same crap online of like, won all these 1-score games last year, losing them all this year. It's like it's just 5 heads in a row, or 10 heads in a row, 5 tails in a row. Holy shit! No, that's not it though. They're getting everybody's best shot. There is probably in the little things kind of corner of discussion. It is probably tough to focus on the details when you won 2 Super Bowls. You think you're going to go win the third, be the first team ever to do it, and you lose in that manner. And now you're like, to make history or to really just do something. I don't know, but your dynasty's cemented. Everybody knows you're the best. You've had every AFC championship game there in the last decade, but one, it feels like. And yeah, maybe it's tough to get up. And what are we pursuing again? Can we just flip the switch at some point later? Maybe we'll be the healthiest team at the end of the day. Maybe we'll have play our best football in December, and we'll just get into the dance, and then we'll wreck shit Like, it could be that they're having a tough time focusing on the little things and executing at that level this year, and that is the difference. It also, like, I'm for sure a little bit kind of curious as to the throw diet for Pat. They got the weapons. They're taking more shots. They're doing all the short stuff they always do, but they're really not doing any intermediate attacking of the field. And Nate Tice brought this up via Shot Chart Diet yesterday, and it was kind of like answered a lot of things that I was thinking of that I hadn't really gotten to hadn't spent the time to really kind of dig into. And oh, by the way, if Nate Tice ever catches wind of us giving him, golf clap, high five, he does amazing work. Is he colorblind? That shot chart had the completions in red and the incompletions in blue, and I was about fucking lost my mind. I was like, what is happening here? Not to make fun of anyone who's colorblind, but like, that was truly devious work in the graphics department space. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, the key point was they're not completing passes. They're not attempting passes really in the 10 to 30 yard portion of the field. And Mahomes is very good at that. And I don't really know why that's not part of like the overall, shot diet for them right now, considering they have made it clear to defenses, we are going to take shots deeper than 30, which means that you have to have a little bit more respect. You have to, structure your defense in a way to be able to handle that. They've made completed passes down the field to that degree. The Thornton one last week was just absolutely dynamite. Just perfect. Like, wow, vintage. Like, very cool. That should open up that portion of the field for you to make some hay, particularly along the sidelines, which is where Mahomes was so absolutely magical in his 2020, breakout campaign. So I don't know. I don't know if this is like something that ultimately can be solved the further we get into the season, because it kind of felt like coming out of the bye, we would have seen some of the wrinkles they wanted to introduce, and we didn't really. The offensive line for the Chiefs, top 5 right now. These guys are kicking ass. They're kicking ass in the run game, and it's opening up opportunity for very, very questionable running backs to do just enough to kind of keep him on schedule. Mahomes is still scrambling like a monster. He is still very tough to get behind the line of scrimmage. That part of his game is still very much alive. Turnover worthy plays, I think, is down relative to last year, even though they're throwing deeper balls. So yeah, it is a mystery to me why it's not singing like it has in years past. And it might be intangibles, like you said, or it might be small stuff / intangibles.
Patrick wept for there were no more kingdoms to conquer.
A little bit, right? Does it have that whiff?
There's a little bit of focus issues where it's like, hey, we have this, what motivates you? Is it motivates you is the goal at the end?
Yeah.
When it's
you get assholes like
I've already beat this video game.
You got certain podcasters in the very high profile podcasters and radio people, and even probably ESPN talking. I don't watch ESPN anymore, but I bet you they have like talking head segments now where it's literally like, can Mahomes ever be the GOAT? Can he ever catch Tom Brady now? Right? Like that's weirdly like become part of the nomenclature after last year trying to get the the third straight Super Bowl, 4th and 7 or whatever it was. I think it's tough probably to get up and go toe for toe with when everybody is coming to town trying to get the better view. If you can get 3.5 for the Colts, I'm not stopping anyone. I went to war with the Chiefs last week. I felt like I had egg on my face because I thought that offense was going to find ways to explode against the Pat Surtain-less Broncos, and they did not.
Yeah. And you just wonder, even with Pat, you wonder if the focus just isn't there. He's got, like you said, he's got the stuff under his belt, and now maybe he's not as, I spend 18 hours a day on football because it's all, he's got kids. Shit, his wife just got bolt-ons. Maybe he's having, he's having more fun at home, enjoying things, enjoying other things in life. So
he's raising children, surely, yeah. But the matchup factors, you mentioned it. If you're going to attack the Chiefs, you do it on the ground. They have the best weapon in currently playing to do that. and an amazing scheme to do that. So certainly the Colts being able to play from a positive game state is live here. Matchup factor in terms of Chiefs attacking the Colts defense. It's been a while. The Colts now have Sauce Gardner. Did you remember that? They have a good secondary now. Charvarius Ward back? Question mark. They greenlit him from IR and it was a concussion, so I'm assuming that means that he's going to go. Right?
I assume so.
That was when he was the one where I had kind of noted like when some of the available to come back off IR stuff is literally like, okay, now they can ramp this guy up. We'll see him.
We need to get him practicing.
I had him noted like once they greenlight him, he's going. Maybe I'm wrong, but could be a full strength secondary for the Colts. Really just a lot of reasons to be into the Colts here. So I kind of fully agree with you. I think it's the Colts turn to give the Chiefs the best shot.
Mahomes even like football anymore? My God.
That's fun. Hey, real quick, Chiefs playoff probability if they lose this game, Andy. You got a guess?
31%.
It's a little low, but it's close. I'm at 33. Chiefs playoff probability if they win this game.
49.
If they win this game?
There's still a lot of teams in the AFC that are.
You're gonna have to rethink that
one. 62.
I have it at 67 if they win. Okay. So 33 to 67 for me, which means wait, this is a full 1/3 of the probability space swing, win or loss for the Chiefs.
Big swing.
Wild. You wake up with an L. You are plus 200 to get in on. Plus 200, plus 300, minus the one.
I bet the Colts.
Plus 200.
Oh,
plus 200.
Jags. Jags game. Jags coming up.
We're in the afternoon. We're into the afternoon. Yeah. What a game! Jaguars, big win, taking on the Cardinals. Finally at 3. Weird that the market was stubborn to show up and just nudge this ever so slightly from the 2.5 minus 115s that were around all week to the -3 minus 110. So effectively a flat 110 for the Jags, -3 total sitting at 45.5. Not sure what to take away from the Jags win against the Chargers other than they can play well in the positive game state. In general, the Jags have turned into a running team? Question mark.
Which is fine because you're still down some receivers. I thought that was great. They dominated a little bit up front when they needed to. They ran effectively, efficiently. They didn't ask Trevor to do everything, and the defense played well. Like that was the most complete game they've had in ever. It's funny, you get these quotes from the coach, and Liam Cohen's like, I just told Trevor to play loose out there. It's like, no, that's not fucking what happened. It's
play loose, hand it off, don't fumble.
I mean, you clearly also changed the offensive game plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Liam Cohen gets an attaboy for adjusting to the situation.
And they did great. And I think part of the move today, Drew, this morning was just there was some hope that Marvin Harrison Jr. would be back this week, and he's not. So,
that's true.
I think that's what finally pushed it onto the 3. I'd bet a 3.
I had kind of assumed it already. I had assumed that already, so that makes sense. I did not know that wasn't already kind of understood. But yeah, no, good on the Jags for getting up off the mat after a belly flop, terrible loss to the Texans. Getting back up off the mat and that against the Chargers was good. That's good work. Good work, guys. Can they return? Can they now take on a team who is fully out of the mix? Less than 1% chance to make the playoffs for the Cardinals right now. A team who we're on fired coach watch here. We are, no question. Jonathan Gannon was on fired coach watch from the time he physically
He physically assaulted a player
with his player on the sideline who
beat the
fumbled
shit out
loss.
of DeMarcado.
That's a little overstated, but yes, he's been on fired watch since then. That kind of thing, like when you're not winning, when you're finding ways to lose, that's that metastasizes that type of behavior and that type of where you've anchored yourself with your with your team. So don't know if folks are going to get up and fight for Gannon in Glendale, but I do know that they got about as good a performance as you're ever going to get from Jacoby Brissett last week, and it was not enough because
not nearly enough.
because you got wrecked. Now the weapons and the scheme that Cohen is bringing to town, not quite as violent as what Shanahan had in store for you last week, but it should be good enough to win. I completely agree that this should be a 3. I didn't bet this game.
That's a quick side note. Like Purdy looks good right now, and granted,
yeah, he did. Well,
it's who he's playing, but and they didn't have to ask a ton out of him.
Thought he was okay. I've seen him look better.
Well, yeah.
He looks good in that, like, there wasn't a lot of rust, right? It wasn't that's a
good way to put it. I was concerned. He looked fine. Yeah, I did bet this. I took a cheap 3. It's moving obviously in the right direction for me. This is another one where it's just, if Cohen has the offense working at a 50th percentile NFL offense on turf, it doesn't matter that it's on the road, they should be just fine to move the ball and score on 6 or 7 of their drives. You get 10 drives, I want to see 3 touchdowns, 3 field goals. Good enough. That beats the Cardinals in this one because again, the Cardinals played some bad defenses the last couple weeks and came up dreadfully short. I mean, did it go Cowboys 49ers for them?
Yes.
Those are two.
No, even worse. Cowboys, Seahawks 49ers. Yeah. Right? Wasn't it the Seahawks game where they just got absolutely...
Yeah, they just got...
just dog walked.
It was like, that's the one where it was like 35-0, like that.
Yeah, you blink. Yes.
But go to those Niners and Dallas games. Those are terrible defenses that have no players. And Dallas is getting better now. Yes, they're getting people back, but if you can't do it against them, like now you're facing a halfway decent pass rush. You got some good corners here. They're starting to get healthy again. So yeah, I like the road favorite here.
Jags D right now.
A lot of favorites this week.
Jags D rates 18th for me right now. Overall, they are my 14th rated team. They're a plus.
The Jags
plus
for me are somewhere around there.
The Cardinals for me
plus a quarter.
Cardinals for me are -4.5. So 4-point difference between these two teams. No way to get.
I upgraded him because I thought Marvin Harrison Jr. would play, but I had kind of to knock that back down again. So
yeah, I think 3's fine. 3's fine. Didn't play it, but if you bet it, I won't. I won't even look askance.
My numbers aren't super excited about it. It's just another matchup one where when Trevor has time to throw, he's very fine, and he's going to have a ton of time to throw in this one.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I don't know what I was looking at. My number is 4.1 for that game. So I fully support the Jags.
Cleveland, Vegas. Oof. This game is, I still may bet under 36 here because I was telling the guys in the Discord, ran my initial total stuff, updated, upgraded, and figured out. And this one came up with about a 31. And Brad pointed out the issue, which I hadn't quite got to yet, but he beat me to it. These quarterbacks could absolutely gift the other team some points, even if it's not the traditional pick six, a pick inside your own 20, a fumble. There are some violent pass rushers in this game. 2 of the most violent pass rushers in this game. Feels like we need Drew to set us a prop line over under combined fumbles by the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage in this one. Both quarterbacks combined.
2.5.
2.5. Jesus Christ.
Is that not enough?
No, I think you juice it. I think you juice it 120 the under, but 2.5 is good.
Okay.
It's either over 1.5 minus 200, or you got to move it to 2.5. And I don't know how much you can index it there. It feels like they're both taking a tomahawk chop from one of the, they're
one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL against their absolutely useless offensive line.
Garrett hits Geno and Max hits Shedeur. That's the story here. I can't make a case for either side here, but Vegas is off Monday Night Football, short rest. Cleveland has the excitement of a new quarterback, I guess. The Justina Anderson factor. His total dropped like a rock. Like I mentioned, it's 36. I don't know how they get there outside of some fuckery. So this should be a fun one to monitor.
The side is out to 4 on the Sanders news, which means that there was more downgrading to be done with the Browns, which I disagree with. I can't square this number.
Neutral.
I can't square this number remotely. You can give me, you can give me a 0th percentile Cleveland. My Cleveland Browns offense is the 32nd rated in the NFL with Sanders in there, Andy. 32nd. I have them a hair under the 10th percentile. Their defense is good enough that this is still a -6 team, in my opinion. The Browns, that is. The Las Vegas Raiders right now, for me, the way that offensive line is playing, what you're getting from Geno Smith, the way that the defense is performing, 26th, they are a -6.9 for me. So I think the Browns are the better team here, even with Shedeur Sanders under center. I took 3 plus, I sold +3 plus 103 when it was 3.5. I could get a better number now. I'm not doubling down. No way, no how. But I do think that the Browns have a path to victory here, which is let their defense just do their job.
Yeah, it's how they won games a couple years ago, where just like wait for the play defense, and don't bring the queen out early. Just kind of fortify your positions. Let let them screw up. Let them make a mistake, right? Yeah, when your opponent's making a mistake, don't interrupt them. And
I wanted to. This is so I've already bet the Browns, and it was literally just based on the defense for the Browns and my fact that they're the same team. Like these teams are both absolutely useless offenses, and one of them is going up against an elite defense. The other one is going up against a defense that has Max Crosby and a bunch of guys. And Pete Carroll, by the way.
And Pete Carroll.
Out of his league. Chip Kelly. Out of his sport. out of his class, I guess. Like, didn't have the NFL juice at all. Don't know what was going on in that game on Monday at all in terms of his vision. So that said, I've done with the cap on this game. I just want to paint a picture for you. The most fun thing that could happen for people who are observers of the NFL.
4 touchdowns by Sanders.
Shedeur looks great.
Yeah.
He's cooking, baby. Full week of practice with the ones. He's cooking, right? And you know what, Andy? You know what I would do if I was using his performance last week as teach tape, and we had a full week, and I know we had to get him ready for a game. And I'm Kevin Stefanski, and I'm apparently playing for my job here. Like I'm coaching for my job. Like it does not look like the mandate in Cleveland is lose respectfully, please. It looks like the mandate in Cleveland is we're going to need to see a reason to keep you around. If that were my situation. You know what I would set up for Shedeur Sanders? I would set up a nice little quick game. Let's get the ball out of your hands in, 2 seconds. Right? You got an arm. Don't think too much about what's happening.
Got a better arm than Gabriel.
Don't think too much about what's happening. Don't even try to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to tell you where to throw it. Your job is to line the guys up, get the snap off, throw the ball to where I say to throw it. and we're going to do it quick. We're going to do it quick. We're not going to let you, we're not going to put you in a situation where the world is collapsing on you and you're trying to figure out what to do. Like, we're just
because he's horrid. Extending the play.
He's literally he's a human minus sign when that happens.
He's like a magnet to the defensive lineman when he has to extend the play.
Yes.
Where's the closest guy in the other jersey? Let me run right at him like a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah. Is there a way I can swing the ball way away from my body to make it really vulnerable? This sack is only going to lose 5 yards. What if it lost 20?
What if this presupposes?
Yes.
What if it
exactly.
didn't?
What if it? What if we didn't just lose 5? What if we lost 20 here? What would happen then? But no, I think I literally just give me some quick game. Just make it just take some of the pressure off the kid. Don't let him get himself into trouble. And maybe there's a world where they play from ahead, beat the Raiders, and everybody loses their absolute shit over. Can you believe in 1 week they got Sanders? Because you know what happens then. He just absolutely belly flops down the stretch, fully. I would like
a 6 interception day.
Yeah, I'm pulling for. I'm gonna call it the quarterback version of the Jeff Saturday experience.
Yeah, God, he did win his first game.
He goes into Vegas. He wins. Everybody's like, wait a minute.
This guy's cooking.
Was Irsay a genius all along? And then
turned out
the trap door opens. The trap door opens and it all falls apart.
My numbers tend to agree with you. That Vegas shouldn't be laying this many points against anybody, even at home. That said, I can't do it. I don't want to look in the mirror Monday and be like, you lost money betting on Shedeur Sanders against a decent pass rush.
That was my mindset for a lot of the week too, but
I just can't do it. I mean, if this keeps going, it's a lot of points.
You know what I have?
It's a low scoring game that probably, Raiders win by 3 an awful lot of times too.
You know what the number I have in the quarterback column is for the Browns right now, Andy? It's a 0.
I have a 0.1.
It can't go any lower. But here we are. So we'll see. Atlanta, this is my turn.
Let's move on to a game with some better quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins will be your starter for the Atlanta Falcons. It turns out that the IR for Mr. Penix was not short term. It will be long term. He will be missing the remainder of the 2025 campaign. The votes are in for the first award of the season, Andy. Least valuable general manager. Terry Fontenot, come on down. Does his decision-making look exceptionally poor? It was bad at the time. It's worse now. It was bad at the time 2 drafts ago. It was bad at the time last draft, and it looks even worse now. It was bad at the time in free agency 2 drafts ago, last draft, and now. And yet the Atlanta Falcons find themselves favored in the Big Easy against the Saints team that's coming off a bye. Extra time to prepare for the Falcons. Falcons defense shambles. Falcons have the better quarterback, presumably. They do not have their key wide receiver in Drake London. That is a huge problem. Bijan Robinson is, however, available. The Saints are kind of a forgotten entity in this year's running of NFL games, as far as I can tell you. Many moons ago, they defeated the New York Giants to get their first win. That was Spencer Rattler era of New York Saints football. Lost. Some embarrassing losses in there, some competitive losses in there, but mostly just couldn't cover spreads, couldn't do anything good. Finally beat the Panthers, surprisingly, after the Panthers coming off a win against the Packers, going to their bye week with a little momentum. I would assume that since this is a new regime, that there is a good amount of self-evaluation that happens in the bye week, and they come out with a little bit different look in some ways in week 12. Their offensive line has been playing slightly better after the loss to Eric McCoy, which turned them into an absolute pumpkin of a unit. And they traded away Shaheed, but still have Olave. Juwan Johnson is a fine player, a tight end. That's about all the positives I can say about their roster. Otherwise, it is a terrible roster. Do you have any inclination to bet this game? And, I'm sorry. I said off the top the Falcons were favored. They have flip dog.
They were.
The Saints are now 1.5 point favorites, and the total is 39.
I'm not betting this game. Yeah, Atlanta is the more talented roster, but
what was the flip about? Did people really think Penix or somebody? Would people think London might play or something? Like what?
I don't. I think the London stuff was a little up in the air, yeah, but I think it just took a little time. It's not like a big flip. Going from 2-2 isn't a huge move. You cross no key numbers.
I will second that opinion.
So the only thing I have noticed here is this should be a good game for the Atlanta pass rush. New Orleans off to buy.
Money line went from plus 116 to minus 128.
Yeah,
that's not trivial.
No, but it's not like some massive. Oh, we flipped from 3-3 here, and what it was a massive player was out. I don't know what was the money line?
Plus 116 to minus 128.
To like 5%.
This is one of the bigger moves of the week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the deal was. I think people thought London would play. I think Penix was Penix always felt like, hey,
Penix got IR'd kind of quick, I thought.
Yeah, it did feel like he's not playing this week, and it feels like he might just be done for the year. I think the London stuff was kind of up in the air right after the game, and then it turned out to be negative. And then people realized, like, oh man, I just saw Kirk Cousins play football, and he can't do that anymore, especially without your big-bodied, able wide receiver that matters quite a bit. Yeah, if Atlanta wins this, the pass rush gets it done, gets 5-6 sacks and a turnover, and you have to have a big Bijan day. It's still a tough road game against a team that's bad, but so are you now. So I make this. I'm close to still making Atlanta favored here. I guess I don't fully understand this move.
Okay.
I'm not betting it.
I have Atlanta -1. So yeah. No interest. So somebody smart thinks Saints were a good midweek play. I guess I don't know who. Let's just move on. That's going to be the shower fart game of the week for me. I really don't care for that one. I will be watching Browns Raiders if not, for nothing else other for the hilarity.
Lulls.
The lulls. The Atlanta Falcons New Orleans Saints game. Can't even find a good reason to watch that one. So moving on. Eagles Cowboys. Andy. Rematch.
Yeah, this is a fun one. Week 1, Dallas off of Monday night, Philly off a impressive defensive performance, going up against another good offense, an offense that's really figuring out who they are and who they got. And it does feel like the splat, though. Dallas has played some bad defenses of late. This feels like the splat spot where even at home, I think they embarrass themselves in front of Jerry. I think we get a lot of bad angry Jerry shots on the broadcast.
Bumming me
but
out. I kind of wanted to bet Dallas.
Well, that said, I don't know what is wrong with Philadelphia. I do. It's their offensive coordinator. He
it's also
consistently
Hurts is
a little off,
making some decisions, taking his sweet fucking time.
Yeah, the offense is just it's not what it was last year. You're having bad play sequencing, play calling, what you're deciding to do and put out there against certain defenses. A couple people have pointed out just like it doesn't seem like Patullo understands how to gain an advantage against certain kinds of defense, and it's not great. It's just not great offensively. Where I think if I think we have a low scoring game, I almost bet this under, which is crazy after what we saw George Pickens just do, and CeeDee Lamb kind of putting it on people when there. I don't know if it was a shit talk tweet that wasn't real, but someone said that CeeDee Lamb was throwing up in a garbage can at 7:30 in the morning at Red Rocks. Which, if it was just a bullshit made up thing, I'm just further disseminating that to people. But I'd like to think it's true because that's very funny to me. They were out late, apparently. That's why they were benched for one drive. But
why would they have gone to Red Rocks, you think?
That's the weird. I wonder if that was like the hey, what if we go?
That was
that's the plan. No one will find us if we're off the strip. Like, yeah, people still know who you are, buddy. Don't know if that's true. Either way, not a lot of interest for me here. I'd like to see if Philly can get the offense right against a bad defense, and then kind of. I don't know that Dallas gets a lot done here because when we were looking at this in week 1, this Philly defense was much different. They had a gaping hole in cornerback. The defensive line wasn't nearly this good. The Jalen Phillips trade looks like how he did it again. So I do wonder about an under here. It's a pretty big total for what I have. It's already dropped a bunch too, and that's probably what's going to keep it off. I should have come to these realizations sooner when this was like 51.
I can't get to 3.
That's it. Yeah, I'm at like 2.
Yeah,
but I don't want to bet Dallas because I don't think the offense gets anything done.
3 is kind of a key.
Divisional game.
I gotta think harder about this before I play anything.
I would support you. Like I
kind of wanted your opinion because I know you've been a little bullish Dallas, right?
Generally. Yeah, I support. My numbers support this. I just wonder if we get the rose tinted glasses because they've played some bad defenses, and they've looked good doing it. And now they have to go up against a little.
They haven't really even had to call the good plays, though. you know,
but they got to go up against a well-coordinated, well-rostered, well-oiled machine, and I think they need to. And here's the thing: another case for Dallas is they got like 5 guys back plus traded for, and their defense is not bottom 5 right now. It played quite a bit better.
Yeah, the first matchup had 2 clues. One was the Cowboys defense sold out to give Hurts running lanes, and he took them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of set the tone for the whole Eagles offense this year, honestly. He's been very indecisive about pulling the trigger in the passing game otherwise, in my opinion. The other side of the ball, the Cowboys surprised to the good with being able to just completely out physical and win in the trenches and run it wherever they wanted. Like they were dominant running against the Eagles in that first matchup, I thought, or at least relative to expectation. So I don't know. Maybe they keep it on the ground. Maybe they win the trench warfare. I think the additions they made / the return of Overshone, pretty solid for preventing the kind of jailbreaks for Hurts. They may be able to continue to put a little bit of pressure on this Eagles team. Also, like the Eagles, like big, high profile primetime wins against Packers
big
and
NFC.
the Lions.
I don't care what
divisional rival. I know, but
yeah.
like kind of the little things. Like you're paying attention to all the details this week. Like you're not just kind of reading the clippings about how
Dallas.
good your defense is. And,
I don't know. It's still Dallas in Dallas. Like it's not. This is certainly not a letdown. I think you're pushing it. I think you're pushing a little buster.
Yeah, that's a little qualitative nonsense. Okay,
but number wise, yeah, I'm not at a 3. I'm barely at a 2.
Okay.
I would agree with you, and you're talking me into this.
Okay. Final thought: if the Pittsburgh Steelers wanted to make sure they won the George Pickens trade, they should have sent him to Las Vegas. That would have been quite hilarious. A full season of his shenanigans in Vegas. We missed out on something fun. It's too bad. Anyway,
that's a TV show.
That's a TV show.
All right, I'm leaning Dallas. I think you almost got me there. I think we're probably going to use them in contests.
Okay. Let me set up
Rams?
Tampa Bay Rams. LA, bright lights. Tampa Bay comes to town off of 2 bad losses. Not bad in the sense of like they just didn't show up, but bad in the sense of like you gave it a good effort against 2 good teams and you lost. That is, of course, the Patriots and Bills last 2 weeks for the Buccaneers. The market has now caught up to, it was Baker's shenanigans were fun when you were winning those games with the 3 points at the end. Now they're not as fun. Little human resources meme vibes about Baker right now with the losses. His statistical profile over the course of the season has not been great. And things don't get easier because he takes on a Rams team that has a clear top 3 defense. Now the Rams will be without Quentin Lake, who is a really important piece of what they were doing as sort of a Swiss Army knife, nickelback safety, and playing at a very high level. So there is definitely scope here for the passing game for the Bucs to be a little bit more successful. Also, the Bucs rushing attack, which was awful through the first half of the season because they could not run block, starting to get a little bit better. People will point to the Bills as the reason why, but I do think that they are, with the healthy Tristan Wirfs, like he is moving better to me. And I think in general that now that they're sort of getting back to full strength across that unit, that they will be able to run on this Rams team. All that to say, it's writing on the wall that the Bucs are the right side at 7 to the point where they just got that now at 6.5. Total sits at 49. Andy, do you have appetite to go to war with the Bucs here? Or do you want to wait a week, hope that the Rams continue to steamroll and then buy low on the Bucs then? Because the buy low on the Bucs moment is coming. Their final frame is just pudding freaking soft. A world where the Niners somehow fuck up and lose to the Panthers and the Bucs get beat by the Rams sets up a pretty unbelievable opportunity to enter Bucs NFC South, in my opinion. The Bucs finish with this schedule. Are you ready? Hold on to your hat. Arizona, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina, Miami, Carolina. They will very much have their destiny in their hands to win out with that schedule, which would take them from 6-5 to 11-5. Sorry, 12-5.
Yeah, there's 17 games.
Not bad. Thoughts?
Numbers say bet the Bucs. I don't know what kind of shape Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin are in. If they're go, I think they're going. I don't know if they're full goes. The Wirfs thing, I agree with you. This is one where I don't know that my numbers mean much as far as if everything clicks for the Rams, they still just win by 10 a lot of times. This pass rush is so good right now. Their defense was swarming against a better offensive line and probably a better overall offense last week. Yeah, I'm numbers say Bucs. I'm probably passing on this for now. Just tough stretch for them.
Would it surprise you to know that one of the bigger deltas between turnover-worthy play rate and actual turnovers is Matthew Stafford? Just the 2 picks so far.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of how it goes when you only have 2 picks.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna have a bunch of near misses at that point.
Yeah. I just object to Stafford being the runaway leader for MVP. Like, I get it. The guy's got 27-2. It's 10 weeks into this, 10 games in the season. There's certainly scope for him to just put up the most gaudy stat line and win. But I don't know. The mistakes are possible. I think they're coming. He should have, by my numbers, he should have about 7 picks by now, based on his turnover-worthy play rate. And he has 2.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm betting on them all to come this weekend. So I'll bet the Bucs next week. I'm pass on grass here.
Yeah, there's a long history of Stafford absolutely owning Todd Bowles, so it's a good idea.
That's the other part. We mentioned that on Monday. We didn't give the Lane Johnson stuff enough shine. It's
Oh
not as
yeah,
good.
thank you. The
Good call,
dodecahedron collider.
Dodecahedron with its 12 vertices.
12 vertices, 20 faces.
Passing
20 equilateral triangle faces.
Really quick thoughts on Carolina, San Francisco. Are the Bucks or the Carolina Panthers Fugazi? I don't think we see them play that good, but they're still better than the lowest lows to start the season. They're getting McMillan involved quite a bit. And the 49ers are, like I said, I was pretty happy with how Purdy looked. This total is up to 49 for reasons that make sense to me. I think both of these offenses score quite a bit. I don't know that I'm jumping in late, but it might be. This might be in the 50s pretty easily.
That's where my number is. My fair's 51. I'm like at 20. Yeah. I do think there's scope for both of these offenses to go over 24. And
damn it,
I'm not even sure what the case is for the under here. Like, what's the case for the under?
Carolina has one of the best pass rushes in the league.
Offensive line for the Niners is playing.
I was holding that upside down. Sorry.
Oh, it's one of the worst. This is two of the best. The number 2 and number 1. Oh, number 31 and 32. The Niners pass rush is terrible. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Both quarterbacks should have time. I'm probably going to bet this Monday night over. Love a primetime over.
Yeah, these are very
nothing better than getting angry. What is your?
These are my worst 2 pass rushes. I just sorted, and the Niners are one with the bullet. Carolina's ekes out number 2. Holy shit!
For me,
this is gonna be a fun game.
I have the Niners a little higher than that, but Carolina is dead last.
Cincinnati's my 3rd
with a gap.
Worst.
Arizona's in the bottom 5.
Arizona's my 5th worst. Baltimore's my 4th worst.
Yeah, me too. Baltimore's 5th worst for me. That makes me sad.
They should trade like an Odafe Owe type of player.
Yes, they should. What is your favorite bet? What is your best bet of the week, Andrew Dinzik?
I believe
it doesn't have to be numbers. Sometimes it can be vibes. It can be feel. Mouth feel.
I would say it's the over in that Panthers-Niners game. That one looks rocking chair over to me.
God damn. So I hadn't bet that one yet. It's just kind of bookmarked. Now I feel
the Niners gave up 47. They gave up 47 completions to Jacoby Brissett, and
it's a lot.
Yeah, never. Like the most of all time by 2. I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna have any heartburn on that one.
Yeah. All right. My favorite's Indy. You know what? Indy plus 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're just too anchored to Kansas City of the last 3 years.
All right.
We're using priors that don't exist. We didn't really mention a lot of team totals. We usually have 1 or 2 kind of pinned to the wall.
There are some Patriots 7s now. What the hell happened?
You know what? Joe Burrow practiced in full today.
So?
Ain't playing. God, I'm gonna rebet.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah.
That's why the market moved?
I mean, a lot of it was just in the last hour or so.
The hell, man. I mean, I might get buried on Patriots. Jesus. The hell. Is you know what's a final thought real quick?
Yeah.
If Burrow plays on Thursday, that royally kinks survivor strategies.
So, and
I thought there was like a 0% chance he was going to be available for that game. And then somebody came out with the report. It was Glazer was like
Glazer.
Yeah. He was like, he's going to be ready for Thanksgiving. And then he specifically had to walk that back. I meant around Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving-ish is the word.
Thanksgiving-ish.
And
yeah.
So he's not for sure playing next week. I doubt he plays next week. People that are betting the Bengals today because they think he plays this week I feel like that's crazy town. Number one, it's too early. It feels silly. And you're really going to be like, you know when the best time to throw him out there would be against a good defense without Chase. Like, let's see how it goes. Like, no, pump the brakes. Yeah, there's next year, guys. Anyway.
What the shit?
We have
my best bet might be Patriots -7.
I guess there's no team total.
Well, we didn't really kick it around.
We can't pick Monday.
No, that's too tough. Let me see if I have any other rankles.
What is my highest?
My biggest. I usually look when we go secret populate team totals. I usually look for the double flag, and I got a positive double flag for Jacksonville against Arizona's defense. So Jacksonville to me looks like a team that's going to score more than their team total expected in the 25 range.
Yeah, I can go with that. I have them as a big positive offense versus Arizona pass rush, Arizona defense in general, and that total isn't too high. So Jacksonville over 25 and a half.
Yeah. Jacksonville over 25 and a half. Let's get it. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I don't have any double negative flags, and I don't have any other double positive flags. Close to a double negative flag on Cincinnati. I'm sorry, on Tennessee against Seattle, but that's such a low number. Don't think I can do it. Do you want to do that just for fun? Just because that's so low?
A 13? Like,
it's so low.
I'm probably gonna bet it just to bet it. So.
I'm actually gonna hope that the scripted offense works and they get a touchdown on the first drive, and then I can just whatever I have left in the accounts, CL.
It's kind of that's the Jets. That's the Jets Patriots bets.
It's
like Patriots -6.5, -115. Okay.
Don't mind if I do.
All right, let's call her a day. I gotta go make some soup. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Watch some TV, I guess. This Pluribus doesn't come out till Fridays, which is stupid. Hit
been enjoying it?
Yeah, it's been a good show.
Claire Danes, Matthew Reese show on Netflix.
Oh.
The Beast Inside Me, or The Beast in Me.
The devil inside, every single one of us.
That was a good, what do you call it, binge watch?
In excess?
Super violent murder scenes.